Hi, I'm Mark with Craftsman, and today we're going to show you how to lay out and cut your fabric like a professional. So to show you why we're doing all this work with pattern matching, I wanted to show you a well pattern matched chair so you can see why it's important. This chair has the pattern centered on the back and the seat, and it flows really well to where it looks like that pattern just continues going up from the seat to the back. The most important thing is making sure it is centered and that they flow together, but if you can get it this good, you know you're doing well. The arm is the same way. It's got that pattern centered, and it also kind of goes all the way onto the back. So this chair, number one, dimensionally worked out really well. Number two, was very well laid out. And so that is how you know a professional upholstered this chair. So we're going to show you 6 different patterns: a large pattern, a random pattern, one with a nap, a small pattern, a southwestern style, and a stripe, and how to work with them. So when you're working with a large pattern, you want to start by finding the repeat size. And you find that by finding a reference point, like the very top of this flower and the very top of this flower, and that's 2 different repeats, and you can find how tall it is, which this one's 26.5 inches, and then you'll go from side to side and find a reference point, like this tip of this blue flower to the tip of this one, and that's 26 inches. So that'll show you the size of the repeat, and then to know which side is up and down, you'll follow the flow of the pattern. It's all flowing this way and the flowers are facing up, so this is the top of the pattern. And you can use different focal points depending on which one you like the most and which one works with what you're cutting. So with a velvet or something with a nap, you'll want to move your hand side to side and determine which way the fibers are going. In this case, they go this way because it gets smooth when you wipe that way, and it agitates when you go this way. This has a strong nap. So the way it goes down is all going to be facing downhill on your piece. The top of the back would be here, bottom of the back here. The back of the seat here, front of the seat here. That way it flows, and as you're sitting down, you're not agitating the nap. So with a random pattern like this, it is a little bit easier to work with. It's got some lines, and you'll want to make sure they're square with your piece, or if you're doing a seat in the back, that they line up together, so this line would correspond to the line on the back. But other than that, it's pretty well random, and you can work with it any way you want. So on the universal or small pattern, the things you want to look at is, number one, figure out which way the pattern goes. This one is about 3 3/4 inch this way, and this way it's about the same, 3 3/4 of an inch. So that's why it's universal. You can go either way. To figure out which way it should go, you can look at the dominant stripes, which in this case go forward and backward this way, or you can just figure out what lays out best on your piece and go with that. So southwestern style is basically a style where the stripes run the opposite that they normally would. The dominant lines or pattern would go horizontal instead of vertical for a southwestern style. And then looking at the large pattern here, it's a little more random. This one has a little bit more leeway with what you do. So the repeat this way is 20 inches, and then if you're going this way, the repeat is going to be 28 1/4 inches from this part of your arrow to this part of your arrow again. And so it's taller this way than it is this way, which gives the case for running the pattern this way. Along with the more dominant stripes, the case for going this way is that the pattern is elongated this way. And so you could really go either way depending on your preference, or what we would suggest is to look at the manufacturer's specifications. So with a stripe, the way that you figure out which way's up and down is which way the stripes are going. And if the stripe has a nap, then you'll know which way's top, or a distinguishing feature like an arrow. In this case, it's universal either way. So you can choose which side is top and which side's bottom. And if you're doing a seat in the back or something you need a pattern match, you'll need to know that this has a 6 3/4 inch repeat this way. And if you really care, it has a 14.5 inch repeat on the vertical side. Okay, now you know your basics of laying out and cutting fabric. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions, comment below so we can address them. Thanks for creating with us. Till next time.